Welcome to Categories, the program where area high school students compete to answer quiz questions quickly and correctly. The questions cover many topics, from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your Categories host, Sam Brewster.
Hi, and welcome once again to Categories. The matchup today is between the Cougars of Blue Valley High School as they take on the Tigers of Blue Valley High School. Is that not correct? As they take on the Cougars of Shawnee Mission Northwest. So the Battle of the Cats, and to get us started with introductions, Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole Larson. I'm a junior.
Hi, Will Sullivan. I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Alex Sidelnik. I'm a junior.
I'm Willy Miller, and I am a junior.
I'm Drew Medved, and I'm a junior.
As opposed to Alex, who's also a junior, right, Willie?
Yes.
Okay, good. And Kyle, over here, it's all yours, Kyle.
I'm Kyle Felix, and I'm a junior.
I'm Anna McCauley, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Michael Stevens, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Ian Romaine, and I'm a junior.
I'm Carl Johnson Pickett, and I'm a sophomore.
You got time to think about it, Carl. Which is it now? All right. So, the Battle of the Cats. Blue Valley, you won the flip of the coin. You get the first question. It is current events. And sophomore Carl, are you ready? And the rest of your team? Here we go. What song did Neil Young perform during America, a Tribute to Heroes? Okay, Carl?
I'm going to guess it's Proud to be American.
Well, I'm going to have to say you're wrong.
Oh, that's...
But worse things have happened. So, Shawnee Mission Northwest. Neil Young, the tribute to Heroes. What song did he sing? Time's up. Imagine. Who wrote Imagine? It wasn't the Beatles.
John Lennon.
Was it? It was? Okay. Okay. Good enough. Well, we got something right out of there, but no score. Imagine was the song, yeah. Shawnee Mission Northwest. Question is yours. General knowledge. Category. Louis Braille invented an alphabet for the blind. Each Braille letter is composed of how many raised dots northwest? Nicole?
6.
6. Every one of them. That's the formula around which it revolves. I did not know that. Okay. Tuck that one away for personal information. Blue Valley High School. What class of organic compounds is formed by the chemical reactions between acids and alcohols? All right, Mike?
Amino acids.
No. Oh, Shawnee Mission Northwest. Tell me again, or I'll ask you the question again. We're after a class of organic compounds, which is formed by the chemical reactions between alcohol and acids. Time's up. Esters? Have we ever heard of esters? Huh? Oh, well, okay, gee, well, I don't know. So far, have we even got a score on this matchup? Okay, 1-0. Well, here we are, 15 minutes into the game, and Northwest, I think, are you up on this? Okay. Let's see how we do on art. Paintings. Which French artist was famous for painting many views of Mount Saint-Victoire? Alex?
Is it Cezanne?
You're right. What's his first name for full credit?
John.
John Cezanne?
Yeah.
It does. Okay, all right. The full credit for that, and you got two. It's 2-0, Blue Valley. You're about to close the gap here. Vocabulary. Nice work, guys. Select the antonym of trepidation. I'll give you the, so you got a combination here. You got a selection. This is the opposite of the antonym of trepidation. Agitation, placidity, impression, imprecision, discrimination, or pallor. Ian.
Placidity.
Placidity, the opposite of trepidation. Northwest. Question goes to that is correct. Mythology. Placidity, boy, not a word we use very often, but we understand what it means. Cougars? How do you like being called cougars? Anybody ever call you cougars? Hi, cougars. Mythology. Name the giant with 100 eyes spaced throughout his body, and it's not a cougar. Time's up. Okay, Blue Valley, we got an animal, a mythical animal with 100 eyes spaced throughout his body, throughout the body. Strange-looking creature. The Argus? Huh? 100? Argus. Okay, these guys are working as a team in every way, but the way in which they need to work as a team. Math. Here you go. Blue Valley, you ready? The metal platform of a bridge that is 124.2 meters long in the summer shrinks by 1.05 meters in the winter. How long is the bridge platform in the winter? Time is up. Shawnee Mission Northwest. Read this again. You got the added benefit. Metal platform of a bridge, 124.2 meters in the summer, loses 1.05 meters in the winter. How long is the bridge platform in the winter? All right, Will.
122.15 meters.
You're off by a meter, 123.15. You guys are having too good a time. Okay. Shawnee Mission Northwest. Ancient history. What was the Book of the Dead in ancient Egypt? Here are some options. A memorial to the dead pharaohs, a religious book of prayers for mourners to study, or a book of advice and guidance for the dead with instructions. The Book of the Dead. Oh, not quite in time, Nicole. Blue Valley does go over to you. You got an answer there, and all I can see is quick. How about Kyle? Quick,
it's
Kyle.
a book of advice for the people who die.
Yeah, good for you. Okay. And with that question, Kyle, you get your team on the scoreboard. All right. You got another question? I don't think so. It's 2 to 2. Ah, you already were on this. Okay, you've closed the gap with that answer. Geography. Into which body of water does this American river empty? The Columbia. Ian?
I'm going to say the Pacific Ocean.
It's not bad for a guess. You got it. Isn't that the border between Oregon and Washington? Yeah.
All right,
okay.
good.
Children's literature, Northwest. She is beautiful but mistreated, and only the intervention of her fairy godmother enables her to go to the ball. Oh, who is she, Nicole?
Cinderella.
It's got to be Cinderella. Okay. Blue Valley, this one's a little tougher. In dollars, what is Washington State's, speaking of, what is their fishing industry's most valuable catch in dollars? No, not in dollar terms, but identify in dollar amounts, which to the state of what kind of fish is most valuable to Washington. Okay, in terms of dollars gained, in terms of revenue, what is their biggest producing fish? What kind of fish? All right, Carl.
Okay, my dad would shoot me if I got this wrong, but I think it's salmon.
You live for another question. Okay. Shawnee Mission Northwest, you're up. Science is your category. It's a longer question, so Blue Valley, pay attention just in the offhand chance that these guys don't get it right. But they probably will. The Russian-American physicist Vladimir Zworykin was fascinated with the cathode ray tube. He realized that the motion of its electron beams was so fast that a proper magnetic field could cause it to scan a picture in a small fraction of a second. This is the principle behind what household object? All right, Will.
The TV.
You got it. Literature. And you spared us all a rereading of that question. But that is interesting. Just a mere intuition led to a major industry. Literature. Blue Valley, answer this question from the works of Kipling. What did Gunga Din give to poor damned souls? All right, Carl.
Was it water?
I'm going to... Yes. Gunga Din, the water boy, and he did give them water. The answer to the question is a drink, but it's not like, you know, here's some water and they're going to...
Play with it.
You know, just throw it on the ground. Okay, all right. Shawnee Mission Northwest, geography to you, in particular exploration. Within 10 years, tell me, in what year did Henry Hudson discover Delaware Bay and the Hudson River? Within 10 years. All right, Will?
1610.
Pretty much fairly deadly, 1609. All right. Will. All right, spelling. Blue Valley, that you can do as well. But you can't miss this by a single letter. How do you spell obstreperous? All right, Ian?
O-B-S-T-R-P-I-R-I-S.
Yeah? No. Shawnee Mission Northwest, it's all yours. Oh, dear, they don't pay me enough not to play those games. True.
O-B-S-T-R-E-P-U-R-O-U-S.
Once again. I'm going to say no to that. I just didn't, unless you want to do it once again. Okay, it's a wash. Ian, you left out an E on obstreperous, and Drew, you stuck an O in there in the wrong place, I think. But otherwise, obstreperous, well, wouldn't have thought we'd missed it, but hey. Current events, Northwest. Name the UN Human Rights Chief who previously served as President of Ireland. Alex.
Is it Kofi Annan?
No, I don't think Kofi Annan would be able to find his way around Ireland. Blue Valley, how about you guys? Human Rights Chief of the UN, previously served as President of Ireland. That's an obscure one. Mary Robinson. I would have been very impressed. Mary Robinson. All right. History. History is the category. Blue Valley. A minute remaining. Score is 5-5. Who was the writer of the following source for the U.S. Constitution? Who was the writer, I'll reread this, of the following source for the U.S. Constitution? The source was the spirit of the laws. Who wrote the spirit of the laws? Let me call on you, Nana.
Anna. Montesquieu.
You got it. Good for you. What was his title? What was his rank?
Baron.
Better yet. World Geography, Shawnee Mission Northwest. George Bernard Shaw once referred to this Yugoslavian city as the pearl of the Adriatic, a paradise on earth. What city are we talking about in Yugoslavia? Time is up. Just name any city in Yugoslavia. Whoa, go. You got a second. Okay, it's fun to say. No. Dubrovnik. Fun to say. Say it a few times. You can't say it without smiling. Well, you are out in front, Blue Valley. Coming from behind, you have a less than commanding lead, but it is something, and it's enough to hang on to for the moment. You have won the first half. Lightning round coming up. In the meantime, Nicole, tell us what's cooking on campus at Shawnee Mission Northwest, if you would.
Well, at the time of taping, our girls' basketball team is undefeated, and right now we're in the middle of our repertory theater shows. And our academic competition team is preparing for academic decathlon state competition. And we just finished Adopt a Tot, which is a project that our student council does with Minute Circle, in which certain classes sponsor a child and they buy them Christmas gifts.
Nice gesture. Clever name, too, Adopt-A-Tot. Okay. Thank you very much, Nicole. Ian, tell us what you're doing out there at Blue Valley Country.
Well, the chess team placed 6th at a recent meet, I believe. And the swim team has done rather well thus far this season. They got like, I don't know, 2nd at Shawnee Mission West tournament. And Blue Valley basketball varsity men's team placed 4th at the Blue Valley Invitational. And the fall play, The Diviners, starring yours truly, is going to state competition at the State Thespian Conference. So we are gearing up for that. We're preparing for that. And, oh, it's called The Diviners, just in case I didn't say that. And I believe that's it.
Full plate. Who's starring in that play, The Diviners, Ian?
Me and some of my actor friends. I don't know if anyone would know them. Amanda Shank, Brian Brewer.
Okay, a little airtime for your actor friends.
Jonathan Mack.
Have them tune in.
Amy Morfula.
Okay, what role are you cast in?
Buddy Lehman.
Buddy Lehman, all right.
He's a 14-year-old retarded boy.
Okay.
Well, brain damage, brain damage.
God, I understand. Well,
Someone said typecasting, but I don't believe it.
You spared me the opportunity. Okay, we'll look forward to see how you place in the competition.
Well, yes.
Okay, good luck on that.
Thank you.
Okay, break a leg, as they say. Back at the game, second half, lightning round. First come, first served. Everybody's ready? Here we go. TV entertainment is the category. Who is the creator as well as the narrator of the TV series The Waltons? Earl Hammer Jr. It's not a household name to me. Anna's reacting as if, of course, it's Earl Hammer Jr., but right. Okay, let's see how you react on this one. Science. Due to their diet, moles and hedgehogs are in this class. They're Latin for bug eaters. What is it? You got it, Nicole?
Insectivores?
Yes. Well, I didn't specify that you had to give us the Latin for insectivores, but it's not far off. Insectivora, I think that's appropriate that they get the point. Both teams? It doesn't just revert to Blue Valley this time. Northwest, you still got a shot at this question. General knowledge is the category, a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value. These are the 3 functions of what? Nicole?
Currency?
You got it. Or otherwise, money. Medium of exchange, we're all familiar with. The other one's a unit of account and a store of value, a repository of value. Kind of interesting way to see money, of course. Math is the category. If 5 pints of water are needed to water each square foot of lawn, 5 pints of water per each square foot of lawn, how many gallons of water are needed to water a lawn that measures 8 feet by 12 feet? He's got the answer. Will. He may not have the answer.
Time.
And he's out of time. Blue Valley. Carl doesn't... Go ahead.
480 pints?
Convert that into gallons, Carl. And I think you might have
Gallons, 480, that's 51 gallons?
You going to go with that?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Any other thoughts on that? Any second, third thoughts on that?
No.
60 gallons.
60?
60 gallons. Let's see how we do on this. Presidential history. Y'all with me here? We've been together from the start, haven't we, guys? We're just going through this step by step. Presidential history. Identify this U.S. president associated with Buffalo, New York. The one who, succeeding McKinley, took the oath of office there in Ensley Wilcox House. Nicole?
Theodore Roosevelt?
Teddy Roosevelt, yes. What happened to McKinley in Buffalo?
He was assassinated.
Yeah. Science, chemistry. The following dangerous compounds: hydrogen sulfide, phenyl, formaldehyde, nitrous oxides, hydrogen cyanide, formic acid, ammonia, carbon monoxide, and nicotine are found in what kind of mic?
Cigarettes.
No. Now, I'll get back to you in a second. I'm going to finish the statement. I'll go through all of those chemical compounds again and just say, are found in what kind of smoke? And then we'll see if, well, I don't know. He said cigarettes. I think that it's tobacco is the answer. But, you know, if it's cigarette smoke, tobacco smoke, it's pretty much the same thing. Mike, what do you say?
Tobacco smoke. What?
Mike,
Am I missing something here?
You are. Mike, you got the question right the first time around.
Okay.
Well done. Either way, take your choice. Cigarette or tobacco, which do you prefer?
What do you prefer?
That's a smart answer. You got the point. And you're a point behind Blue Valley, but hey, very much in the running here. Sports to Shawnee Mission Northwest. Very much in the running. You're only a point behind. 1937, 1938. Both teams get this. Yes. Okay. 1937-38, he was ranked the #1 U.S. tennis player. He was the first player to win the Grand Slam by taking the Australian and French. Go ahead, somebody's got a light. Ian, is that you?
Yeah, Bill Tilden.
No, not a bad guess. Now it is Shawnee Mission Northwest exclusively. Tennis player, 1938, Grand Slam, Australian, French champion, Wimbledon, the U.S. Open the same year. Who are we talking about? Try it, Will.
Arthur Ashe.
Arthur Ashe. This was 60 years ago. Well, no, his first name was Don. Can anybody? Don Budge? Somehow not. No, this does go back too far in time. How about mythology, both teams? And Hamlet, Laertes, was the son of Polonius, but in Greek mythology, according to some legends, he was the father of what hero? Hannah?
Ulysses or Odysseus?
You got it. Either one. Take your choice. We'll go Greek or Latin here, or Roman. U.S. geography, both teams. Into which body of water does this American river empty? The Colorado River. All right, Carl.
I believe that would be the Bay of California or Pacific Ocean. One of those two.
I see. Well, you don't get to take a
50-50.
a swipe at it. You gotta come down with an answer.
Let's see. I think it's the Pacific Ocean.
That is not the correct answer, but it doesn't mean that the other suggested answer is correct either. Will?
The Gulf of California.
The Gulf of California. I would have taken the Bay of California, but it had to be one or the other. And hey, you flipped a coin, come out on the short end, both teams. History. Exploration. He ranks high in the history of exploration as a distinguished scientist, not an adventurer. Unfortunately, his contributions to 18th century knowledge were cut short when he was killed by natives off of the present-day islands of Hawaii. Name him. Well,
James Cook.
James Cook. Is that the same James? I mean, he involved with Alaska as well. I mean, the man was well-traveled.
Probably.
Okay, vocabulary. Word origin. What word meaning battle spawned the expression line of scrimmage? Carl?
Would it be scrimmage? Or no.
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 No. I mean, we got to go with Will's going to give it a shot. Will?
Skirmish.
Skirmish. Okay, it's just there was a little skirmish going on in the brain there, and the bad guys won. All right. Skirmish, scrimmage, interesting connection. Why not? Geography is the category. Both teams, Ferdinand Magellan, named a group of islands off the extreme southern tip of South America in 1520. What is their name? What is that area? Will?
The Falkland Islands.
Falkland's a little off to the east there, off of Argentina. No, Blue Valley. It's all yours. Anna?
The Philippines?
Listen carefully, Anna. Off the southern tip of South America.
Yeah, Asia, South, they're the same in my mind. I'm not very well traveled.
Thank you very much. Anna, is that right?
Yeah, that's me.
Tierra del Fuego is the correct answer there. Science, but thank you for the lesson in geography.
No problem.
Science is the undaunted. She plows ahead. Science and physics is the category. The force necessary to accelerate a 1 gram mass 1 centimeter per second is called what? Mike?
A Newton.
No. Shawnee Mission Northwest, can you identify this force? It accelerates a 1 gram mass 1 centimeter per second. Nicole?
I was just going to say a watt, but that's...
A watt, a newton, a dyne?
Right.
Have we heard that? A dyne? Is that? Okay. Excuse me. Math is our category. 8 to 11, Shawnee Mission Northwest, you got a 3-point lead here. Find the geometric mean between 5 and 20. Will?
10.
Right on the money. Literature, according to Ernest Thayer, why is there no joy in Mudville? Will, you got it?
Because the baseball team lost the game.
Go, Anna.
Because Casey struck out.
You got it. Now, you're true, Will, but we need a little more precision there. They did lose the game, but more to the... Right. So, you got a point on that one, general knowledge. Which comedian and game show host once noted, quote, military intelligence is a contradiction in terms? Ian?
Alex Trebek.
Why not? I mean, if we're desperate for game show hosts, Shawnee Mission Northwest. Nicole?
Dick Clark.
The guy that was on the show You Bet Your Life, cigar, eyeglass, big mustache, and Groucho Marx. Current events. What's the special name given to Friday's caller-driven shows on the Rush Limbaugh program? Can't repeat the question. Time is up. Open line. Vocabulary. Choirs and hay are kept in what? Nicole?
Lofts.
Lofts. You betcha. Of course. 2 minutes remaining. 4-point differential. Northwest is out in front. Fine arts and theater. What comedian wrote the Broadway hit, Don't Drink the Water? Will?
Will Rogers.
No. Don't drink the water. Ian?
Neil Simon.
Woody Allen. Science and evolution. Do most scientists believe that life originated in the sea, soil, or air? All right. Kyle?
Sea.
In the sea. Good for you. Sports history. Author Thornton Wilder once went for a walking trip to Europe with this boxer who once lectured on Shakespeare at Yale. Can you name this literary boxer? Former world heavyweight champion Gene Tunney. Famous places. Cologne is a very old city in Germany. What is its most significant architectural structure? In fact, if you just tell me what it is. Well?
A cathedral.
You got it. And just in time. Literature. Quote, in my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind. All right, Mike.
The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, good for you. Okay. That time it paid to jump in there and nip the bud. Science is the category, both teams. A computer's memory is generally described in Ks. How many bytes equals 1K? All right, Carl.
I believe that's 1,028 bytes in a kilobyte.
Close. Shawnee Mission Northwest. Will?
1,024.
1,024. The difference in that particular question would not have made a difference in the outcome of the contest. Shawnee Mission Northwest, you win it. 11 to 15. Blue Valley, you made it interesting. A Pyrrhic victory, if nothing else. In any case, thank you both teams for making it fun. And we'll ask the audience at home to join us again next week as we host the Huskies of Shawnee Mission of Blue Valley Northwest High School, and they take on the Lancers of Shawnee Mission East. We'll look for you at that time.